welcome to Studio 151's last in-studio show of the semester. I'm Caspian.
I'm Ryan Cercelli.
Yeah, so last show. This is also Ryan's kind of first debut as hosting.
Yep. Haven't hosted officially before.
Yeah, and I was thinking because literally the first episode of the semester, or of the year, was kind of like our just kind of fake show to like get people kind of a better understanding of what it's like, and I just think it's funny that we hosted the first show, and now we're doing the last.
Now we're doing the last show.
But yeah, I just kind of want to ask how you're feeling. I know I like even just hearing that little intro song got me a little bit, and also seeing it with the new content for our kind of age group and the classes that have been with us was really cool to see that West made. So yeah, just how are you feeling about everything?
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sad to be leaving it. It's been really great the last 2 years that I've been here and been a part of TUTV. It's been really great meeting a ton of people and producing a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah, I don't know. How about you? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, been at TUTV since kind of my sophomore year. There's so much that we've done just outside of just our classic production, just like the amount of kind of packages that we've done. It's like you can't confine it in like one concise, summary of what we've done. It's been so much. Yeah, not to make it all down, but we got some exciting stories that we're going to get to, so we'll be back.
Yep, see you then.
Good evening and welcome to TUTV, your source of news and beyond here at the University of Tulsa. I'm Sarah Moore.
And I'm David Stump. We have some awesome stories for you tonight, so let's jump right in. Ralph, a black 16-year-old in Kansas City, Missouri, was shot twice and is currently in stable condition. Ralph was sent to pick up his younger brothers and mistakenly went to the wrong address. There, he was met with 2 shots fired by Andrew D. Lester. Miss Spoon Moore, Ralph's aunt, shared in a statement with the New York Times that, quote, "My nephew fell to the ground and the man shot him again. Ralph was then able to get up and run to the neighbor's house, looking for help. Unfortunately, he had to run to 3 different homes before someone finally agreed to help him, after he was told to lie on the ground with his hands up," end quote. The gunman was released after being held for the maximum 24-hour period allowed without charges under state law in a felony investigation, the chief said at the news conference.
Several residents in the capital Khartoum reported loud blasts and gunfire as the hour for an announced ceasefire on Tuesday passed. The 24-hour truce was instated at 6 p.m., but reports state that gunfire was heard shortly after the truce was put in place. Sources say that the Sudanese Army Chief, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, had agreed to the deal. Another Sudanese general, Shams el-Din Kabashi, told Al Arabiya television that the army would abide by the truce and monitor the paramilitary forces' commitment to it too.
Lies about the 2020 presidential election spread in the wake of former President Donald Trump's loss are taking center stage in Delaware State Court on Tuesday, with Dominion Voting Systems pressing its claims before a jury that Fox News aired baseless accusations about the company that the network knew were false. Lawyers of both sides are planning to make their opening statements on Tuesday. The trial comes 2 years after Dominion filed its lawsuit against Fox News, and the case tests the bound of the First Amendment while highlighting unfounded allegations amplified by a former president and his allies that the 2020 presidential election was stolen. While the trial was set to kick off Monday with the final round of jury selection and opening statements, Davis announced Sunday night that the start would be postponed until Tuesday. He did not cite a reason.
More students from middle school to high school are misusing ADHD prescription drugs amid an increasing number of children being diagnosed with the condition in the United States, a study published Tuesday finds. Sean McCabe, the director of the Center for the Study of Drugs, said in a statement that, quote, "The findings should be a major wake-up call," end quote. The study's findings were based on survey results from more than 231,000 students in 8th, 10th, and 12th grades across more than 3,200 public and private schools in the U.S. The researchers looked at survey data from 2005 to 2020.
Southwest Airlines briefly placed all of their flights on the ground this Tuesday. This resulted in more than 1,800 delayed flights. By midday, on the East Coast, more than 40% of all Southwest flights were delayed, and the airline accounted for nearly 2/3 of all delays nationwide. On the positive side, Southwest had only about a dozen flights canceled, in line with other major airlines, according to FlightAware, an online flight tracker. Southwest shared in a statement that, quote, Southwest has resumed operations after temporarily pausing flight activity this morning to work through data connection issues resulting from a firewall failure. Early this morning, a vendor-supplied firewall went down and connection to some operational data was unexpectedly lost, end quote.
So this is your last TUTV
I know.
show.
It's really crazy. I think, yeah, a lot of what Ryan said also goes for me. It's kind of just like a bittersweet moment, especially in terms of it just like looking back on all the great things that TUTV has done for me and how much fun I've had, as both an entertainment writer and then live stream producer / junior field producer over the last 2 years. It's really been a great time.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to be like for you guys to all graduate. You are all such such important people, and I'm going to miss all the seniors so much. And I mean, we'll rebound, we'll find new people, but
yeah,
it won't be the same without all the seniors that are leaving us.
That's really sweet. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. We'll see y'all next time.
Hello, everybody. We have our final senior interview with Katie Alexander. You're just a media studies major, correct? Or do you have double major?
I'm a media studies major. I was previously, until my junior year, a math major.
Okay.
Before I decided that was awful and I hated it, so I switched and cried a lot about it, and switched to media studies, which was my minor, so I swapped them.
Okay. Did you want to switch just because you started taking some media study classes and kind of liked it, or did you have kind of like a interest already in that?
Well, starting university, I had no idea what media studies was, or even communications, which is what it was called at the time.
Yeah.
And my spring semester of my freshman year, I took 2 media studies classes and liked it, so I added it to my minor and then just kept liking it more and more than all my math stuff, so switched.
Yeah, awesome. And just taking a little bit step back, I just was kind of curious. You're from kind of the Tulsa area, I think, if I remember right.
Yes.
So I just was kind of curious on what made you want to come to TU.
Yeah, I was born in Stillwater and I've lived in Tulsa for 10 years.
Gotcha.
But the reason why I wanted to come to TU is because my mom works here. Shout out to my mom. So I get free tuition.
Nice.
And that was my main reason for choosing TU.
Awesome. Well, that's a valid reason.
Yeah.
So I know we've kind of talked about you kind of this past year joined TUTV. So I just kind of wanted to ask you what made you kind of finally want to come out, and how was that kind of adapting, and kind of what positions did you start getting into?
Yeah, I had heard about TUTV kind of it was in the background during my media studies classes. Someone would be like, hey, TUTV, but I don't know, I just I felt weird jumping in the middle, but then my senior year I was just why not go? And so I went to the little thing where it showed you all the positions and stuff, and I started on camera, and then I'm doing camera and floor manager now, and it's really fun, and I like it.
Nice. Yeah, especially for our grade, we came in our freshman year, and the pandemic hit, so there's all kinds of different obstacles. So I completely understand of not joining something right away. But yeah, I was just kind of ask this kind of a broad question, but just what you've gotten out of this experience, or if you were to explain this to someone, how would you explain it, or would you recommend it? Something kind of along those lines.
Explaining it, I would say it's a fun time, and I really like it. But what I got out of it is I'm actually kind of interested in broadcast journalism now, and I've been taking journalism classes now, and I'm looking at news places, not super actively right now because my projects are burying me, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing.
Got you. And I remember we had one show where I think, because you kind of started just doing camera and then you started floor managing. I remember there was like one show where I think you literally were doing every camera. I don't know how I think just something happened, but
yeah, I think it was probably when Ryan was being interviewed, and so it was like briefly I was doing all 3 cameras and cueing people, and so yeah, it's a lot of running.
Yeah.
Got the cardio going.
Nice. Well, I was just gonna say, like, from what I've seen, you've done a great job and have really been like a great addition to our little TUTV community. I was just gonna end on like if you had like any favorite memories from your experience at TUTV.
TUTV. I mean, I liked the live stream last week. That was really fun. I did my hair very crazy and was wearing super blue eyeshadow for the 80s, and my mom was like, bigger hair, bigger.
Nice. Yeah, is this your first time on camera?
Beyond the brief time
of like
of the live stream, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Well, awesome. Well, I'm glad that the people behind the screen can finally see your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for being a part of this. Yeah, glad that you joined.
Me too.
Hello, welcome back. I'm Catherine Stenning.
And I'm Joe McCurdy. We've got some sports stories for you, so let's get right into it. The Tulsa men's tennis team ended the season on a sour note, losing their final regular season match against the University of Central Florida. The 4-2 decision gave Tulsa their 12th loss of the season, putting them at 11-12 overall record, just 1 game under 500. The match was plagued by a 2-hour weather delay, and even though Adam Gaber tied the match at 2-2 in the number 5 spot, giving Gaber his 4th straight singles win, that was the extent of the scoring for Tulsa as they went on to drop the 4th and 1st positions. The Golden Knights put a close to Golden Hurricanes' 4-game winning streak, capping any momentum Tulsa had going into the AAC Championship, which begins on April 21st and runs through April 23rd in Orlando, Florida.
Unlike their male counterparts, Tulsa women's tennis ended their regular season on a high note, securing a 4-1 victory over Memphis. The Lady Golden Hurricane ends the season with a 13-10 record, securing their 19th straight winning season. Much like the men's team, the women were subjected to a longer weather delay, spanning over 6.5 hours long, but it didn't faze Tulsa one bit. Tulsa won the doubles point in the 1st and 2nd position, dropping only a singles point at the 4th position, then going on to close out the final 2 spots, securing the 4-1 victory. The women's AAC tournament begins this Wednesday and goes until the 22nd of April.
Losing 7 of their last 8, Tulsa softball has hit a brick wall with only a little under a month left in the regular season. This past weekend was Tulsa's shot to rebound at home after their 4 straight losses coming on the road the previous week. Instead, there is more gloom hovering around the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. This weekend, Tulsa faced off against the 27-19 UCF Golden Knights, and it was a tough homestand. While taking 1 game away from the 3-game series, coming from a 5-4 victory that ended in a walk-off walk, Tulsa faced 2 blowout losses, which came in a 1-8 loss and a 1-13 loss. Now sitting at 17-23 overall, the 5th in the AAC, Tulsa will face off against Houston before coming to face number 1 ranked Oklahoma at home.
The Tulsa Rowers earned 4 first-place finishes over Temple and Miami at the Spartan Invitational on Saturday morning, continuing their dominant spring season. The varsity 4+ boat, coxed by Mary Grace Wilson, raced the two top finishes, including a nearly 20-second victory over Temple with a time of 7:32.9, and then recorded a time of 7:42.2 for a 4.67-second finish ahead of Miami. In the first varsity 8 race, Tulsa boat coxed by Bella Mussolino turned in a time of 6:34.3 for a 3.6-second finish ahead of Temple. But Tulsa's 6:36.8 time wasn't enough to beat Miami's 6:36.1, as first and second were separated by just 0.7 seconds. Finally, in the second varsity 8+, boat coxed by Paloma Probart captured a top time of 6:48.7 to claim an almost 7-second win over Temple, while Miami earned a 2-second victory over Tulsa in the final set of races. Tulsa will face off against Creighton in Omaha this weekend.
The NBA Finals are here. 16 teams fight to as they try and compete for the chance to claim the Larry O'Brien Trophy. The reigning champions and the Golden State Warriors look to retain their title, but will have to make it through the young and determined Sacramento Kings, who are making their first playoff appearance since 2006. LeBron James is back in the playoffs after going 33-49 the previous year and missing the playoffs. James looks to claim his 5th championship ring as his career doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. Facing the Grizzlies in the first round, LeBron and the Lakers will have to go through young superstar Ja Morant to advance. Old teammates now face off against each other as Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns face off against Russell Westbrook and the Los Angeles Clippers, both of which joined their teams late in the season. The storylines are endless as teams are set to leave it all out on the court once again for a chance to be national champions. All right, Kat, it's your final time at the desk.
It is. Back where I started, actually.
Back where we started.
Yeah.
Well, at least I started because I know my first show was, sports anchoring with you. So it's a little bit of bittersweet.
Yeah, full circle moment, isn't it?
Just a little bit. So what do you got going on? What are your plans going forward?
I'm going to grad school to actually study sports management, a master's in that. So I really have come full circle. I have started here, sports anchoring, and now I'm going on to do a sports management master's. So yeah, I don't know after that, who knows, but for now, that's the plan. But I've just really, really loved my time here at TUTV, and I just want to thank everybody that's made it such a brilliant journey. So thank you.
We'll miss you, and you always hold a special place in our heart.
Thank you, Joe.
Appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Welcome back to TUTV. I'm Joe McCurdy.
And I'm Sarah Moore. We have some great stories, so tune right in.
Emma Watson celebrated her 33rd birthday with a personal Instagram post after a long time getting away from the public eye. She posted a series of black and white portraits taken last year, along with some reflections on her life. In the past couple of years, Watson went through many highs and lows. She had to learn to surf, ride horses, done lots of therapy, and said goodbye to her grandmother and grandfather. She showed her pride in some accomplishments, including starting a women's environmental investment fund, directing her first commercial, and the most exciting thing being a part of the Harry Potter reunion. During her time away, Watson also had time to learn more about love and being a woman. Emma Watson ended her reflection with gratitude towards her loved ones.
After his devastating snowplow accident in January, Jeremy Renner is continuing his recovery and recognizing those who have helped him along the way. On his verified Instagram account stories, there was one portion showing his recent trip back to renowned Regional Medical Center, a Reno, Nevada hospital. He posted a photo of himself posing in the center of a group of people standing in front of a screen that displayed the word, "Welcome back." He expressed his gratitude for this amazing group of people who tried their best to save his life on the post, along with 2 other photos with the medical center staff, including one outside in front of a renowned sign. Last week, Renner finally returned to the red carpet for the premiere of his Disney Plus series, Renovations.
Taylor Hazelwood, a Kentucky man, filed a lawsuit against Netflix, accusing the streaming service of defamation and misappropriating his likeness by using his photo in the true crime documentary, The Hatchet-Wielding Hitchhiker, which was released on January 10th. The documentary follows Canadian hitchhiker Kai Lawrence, who briefly became famous in 2013 after a viral interview with news station KMPH and was subsequently convicted of murder in 2019. According to the report, Hazelwood posted his photos with a friend's hatchet on Instagram in 2019. However, Netflix used his image for the documentary as a narrator talks about a stone-cold killer without his acknowledgement. Hazelwood is seeking at least $1 million in damages, while Netflix has not responded to the lawsuit yet.
Warner Bros. Discovery announced last Wednesday that Harry Potter franchise will take on new life at the studio's newly minted streaming service, Max. Harry Potter comes to Max in the form of a scripted TV series describing as a faithful adaptation of the beloved Harry Potter books by J.K. Rowling, who will also serve as an executive producer on this new project. The TV series will feature a cast of fresh new faces to take on the roles made famous in the Potter films by Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint. The series is expected to follow strictly with the original books, which bring Harry Potter and these incredible adventures to new audiences around the world. At the same time, the original and classic films will remain at the core. The release dates for the series have not been announced yet.
Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn broke up on April 8th during a weekend where Swift had a break from her Eras tour. Even though Swift did not post anything about this topic on social media, she is not acting like nothing happened either. At the beginning, her relationship with Joe Alwyn was kept as private as possible to the public, so their breakup was also not covered that much. Her social media is still professionally focused, mainly about her tours. She posted a gratitude post to her fans after 3 performances in Tampa on Thursday, shortly after the breakup. On the video on TikTok, Taylor Swift responded to her fans with thumbs up when she saw the sign that said, "You okay?" during her performance of the song Delicate. This track is one of her songs believed to be about Alwyn. Her response reveals that she is moving forward her 6-year romance with Alwyn.
I love whoever made Joe talk about Taylor Swift. Thank you.
I don't. All right. So, obviously we're both sophomores.
Yes. We will have many years ahead of us of Taylor Swift debates.
Yeah, exactly. And music debates.
And music debates, in which I'm always correct.
All right. But, it's nice being in this position. Yes, it's bittersweet to see all of our seniors go. But, we're gonna move this ship forward. Don't worry, you guys. We're in good hands. Maybe Sarah's hands, not my hands, but, I'm here.
He'll help out best as he can.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So. All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Cool. Camera stopped moving now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's setting in a little bit.
I was gonna ask, do you want to explain what you've been doing off camera during this episode with your camera?
Oh, I've just been taking pictures.
Oh, okay. I was just listening. It was cool because it was your phone camera. I'm assuming, and also that's just kind of cool because the darkroom is also in this building, so kind of equally symbolic.
Yeah, I don't know how to do color though. Might have to.
Oh yeah. You can usually take it to any place.
Yeah,
but kind of going off what Joe was saying, he's like, there's still a lot to look forward for TUTV, and I'm 100% still looking forward to that and what you guys are going to accomplish without us. Obviously a little sad that we're not going to be here. Joe, I'm still looking forward to that weather segment. I think that could be really good. But yeah, this goes both for TUTV and Studio 151. I know even Studio 151 has, with our new directors, have a lot of ambition, a lot of new ideas, and definitely wish I can be here to see that, but unfortunately not. We'll
be watching from afar.
Yeah, for
wherever
sure.
we are, we'll be watching. We'll be listening.
But yeah, I know this place. Coincidentally, we're both commuters, and I think this place has 100% been a second home, kind of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Spending a lot of time, a lot of homework, hours put into here, and obviously working on other stuff for this. But yeah. Gonna miss this place.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But yeah, I don't know what else. I mean, thank you to everybody that has been a part of TUTV. It's been a great experience, and TUTV may end, but I know the relationships I've made here won't. So it's not all lost.
Yeah. And thank you to Justin and Steven too, who do a ton of work behind the scenes, and you never get to see them.
Yeah.
They do so much for us. They're great.
Yeah, they keep this show going. So shout out to them. Shout out to everyone, obviously. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you next year. Or we won't.
Yeah.
You'll see TUTV next year.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
I don't have my mic on.
I didn't even forget that.
Shoot. After his death, that's your story.